Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Tears at Yu Melong's final farewell rose. The city of Beijing fell under a somber cloud as the entertainment industry gathered for the final burial of Yu Melong, the beloved figure whose sudden passing sent shockwaves across China's entertainment world. Fans lined the streets in silent mourning, holding white flowers and wearing black ribbons, while hundreds of cameras flashed as the country's biggest stars arrived hand in hand, their faces streaked with tears. The first to be spotted was the nation's dream pairing Zhao and Yang, who stepped out of a sleek black car. Normally dazzling with bright smiles, today they looked subdued, Yang in a simple black cheongsam, Zhao in a sharp suit, both holding hands tightly as though giving each other strength. Witnesses said Zhao fought to hold back his emotions, but as the memorial music played, a single tear slid down his cheek. Fans on social media immediately trended the hashtag #Xiaozhonyangzi cry together, with millions reposting the heartbreaking moment. Shortly after, Shu Kai and Bai Lu arrived, their chemistry once praised as legendary on-screen romance. This time, however, the pair was united not by drama scripts, but by grief. Bai Lu leaned softly against Shu Kai's shoulder as they walked toward the burial ground, their solemn expressions a stark contrast to their usual vibrant presence. Cameras captured the exact moment Bai Lu broke down and Shu Kai wrapped his arm around her, whispering words of comfort. Fans commented, even in sorrow, they look like they belong together. The atmosphere grew heavier as the radiant duo Yang and Dilraba appeared, both dressed elegantly yet plainly in black. Known for their glamour on red carpets, here they chose humility, heads lowered, eyes swollen with tears. Dilraba clutched Yang's arm for support, and when the coffin was lowered, she covered her face, unable to hold back sobs. The crowd gasped, and online posts described her grief as the rawest we've ever seen. But the most heartbreaking sight came when Li Hongyi and Zhao Lusi approached. Zhao Lusi, adored for her bubbly personality, appeared utterly shattered. She walked with trembling steps, her face pale, while Li Hongyi gently guided her forward. Witnesses say Zhao Lusi cried so hard that she nearly collapsed, forcing Li Hongyi to hold her up. Fans watching livestreams wept with her, flooding comment sections with prayers and broken heart emojis. And then, like a final wave of sorrow, Tong Lia entered the scene. Graceful even in mourning, she brought with her an aura of quiet dignity. Dressed in a long, flowing black dress, she bowed deeply before Yu Melong's portrait, tears glistening on her cheeks. Many said her presence alone silenced the crowd, creating a moment of collective grief. As the ceremony began, all these stars, once adored for their glamorous roles and fairytale romances, stood together not as celebrities, but as mourners bound by loss. The sound of sobs mixed with the rustling autumn leaves, creating an unforgettable scene that will live in fans' memories for years to come. On Weibo, the trending tag #Heaven gained an angel Yu Melong soared to the top within minutes, with millions joining in virtual mourning. Fans compared the moment to a movie scene written by fate, where the brightest stars of the industry were dimmed under the shadow of one name, Yu Melong. This was only the beginning of a farewell that would span days, with deeper stories yet to unfold. As the burial ceremony drew on, whispers rippled quietly among the grieving stars and those close to Yu Melong. While the world saw the public tears and heartbreaking goodbyes, what many didn't know was the deep personal bond Yu Melong had shared with several of these celebrities, ties that went far beyond the cameras. It was revealed that Zhao once considered Yu Melong a mentor, often seeking his advice during the difficult days of his career's ups and downs. A close friend disclosed, Yu Melong was like an older brother to Zhao. That's why his tears today carried so much weight. He lost more than a colleague, he lost family. Yang, by his side, reportedly knew of this connection and clutched his hand firmly throughout the service, silently standing as his anchor. Meanwhile, Shu Kai and Bai Lu were spotted standing apart from the main crowd after the coffin was lowered. Cameras didn't catch it, but attendees whispered that Bai Lu was overheard saying, "Without Yu Melong, we wouldn't be who we are today." Rumors suggest that Yu Melong had been instrumental in recommending Bai Lu for her breakout role, a fact only a handful of insiders knew. The realization hit her hard, and Shu Kai's gentle embrace wasn't just comfort, it was his way of holding her together when she nearly broke down again. The grief carried by Yang and Dilraba also stemmed from something deeper. Insiders claim Yu Melong had once planned to cast them together in an ambitious film project that never came to life due to his passing. For Dilraba, this funeral was not only a goodbye to a cherished friend but also to a dream that would never be fulfilled. At one point, Yang was seen handing her his handkerchief, whispering softly as she nodded, tears soaking the fabric. As for Zhao Lusi, her heartbreak seemed to cut sharper than anyone could imagine. Those close to her revealed that Yu Melong was like a silent guardian in her journey, encouraging her to take risks, reminding her she was more than just a pretty face. On the burial grounds, her sobs carried the sound of someone mourning not only a mentor, but a man she considered her guiding light. Li Hongyi stayed beside her quietly, shielding her from intrusive cameras and murmuring reassurances, though his own eyes shimmered with unspoken sorrow. And then there was Tong Lia, whose quiet presence commanded reverence. What the crowd didn't know was that Yu Melong and Tong Lia had been close collaborators in the early stages of their careers. Sources claim they shared countless late-night conversations about the struggles of fame and the sacrifices it demanded. When she bowed before his portrait, it wasn't just respect, it was a farewell to someone who had walked a parallel path in silence. The burial may have been a public event, but the atmosphere was heavy with unspoken stories, each star carrying a piece of Yu Melong's legacy etched deep in their hearts. Fans watching the coverage online began piecing these whispers together, creating threads and tributes that quickly went viral. Comments poured in, "Now we understand their tears," and Yu Melong touched more lives than we ever knew. As the sun set and the final chants echoed through the burial site, one thing became clear: the grief was not only about losing a star, but about losing the invisible ties that had held the industry together behind the scenes. The sorrow of Yu Melong's farewell wasn't confined to the graveside or to grieving fans, it tore straight through the heart of the entertainment industry itself. Within hours of the funeral, producers, directors, and drama companies scrambled to release statements, their words carrying both grief and panic, as if the very foundation of Chinese entertainment had been shaken. Insiders revealed that Yu Melong had been quietly attached to 5 major upcoming productions, including a fantasy epic, a modern romance, and even a cross-border collaboration that was set to make history. His sudden departure left scripts unfinished, contracts hanging in limbo, and investors reeling from uncertainty. A senior producer admitted, "With Yu Melong gone, we lost not just a visionary, we lost the glue holding these projects together." One project in particular sent waves of heartbreak through the fandom community, a highly anticipated drama starring Yang and Dilraba Dilmurat. Planned as their grand reunion after You Are My Glory, the series was reportedly developed under Yu Melong's guidance. Without him, the future of the drama is now uncertain, and fans flooded Weibo with please don't cancel his dream. Finish it for him. Meanwhile, Shu Kai and Bai Lu's team confirmed that they had been in private talks with Yu Melong for a period drama that many believed could have redefined their careers. He saw potential in them no one else did, one crew member confessed. That's why their grief at the funeral felt so raw. They weren't just losing a friend, they were losing the man who believed in them. Even Xiao and Yang Zi, who are currently among the hottest names in C entertainment, were reportedly linked to Yu Melong's planned projects. Whispers say Yu Melong had a vision of uniting them in a cinematic production that would have rivaled the biggest blockbusters in Asia. The idea died with him, leaving fans to mourn what could have been. The industry's loss goes beyond projects. Insiders say Yu Melong had been a fierce advocate for fair treatment of young actors, often stepping in to protect newcomers from exploitative contracts. Several rising stars who quietly attended the burial shared their gratitude online, posting, "He stood up for us when no one else would. We owe him everything." Streaming platforms, too, are scrambling to adapt. One platform announced a week-long tribute, where Yu Melong's past works will stream for free, inviting audiences to relive his genius. Another hinted at a documentary series in the making, titled Yu Melong, The Story Behind the Legend. For directors and producers across the board, the tragedy has ignited an uncomfortable realization: the industry was too reliant on one man's vision. Discussions have already begun about how to carry forward his unfinished projects, though most admit nothing will ever quite replicate his artistry. As one critic wrote in a viral essay, "We lost a creator, but more dangerously, we lost the dreamer who reminded us what this industry could be."